I challenge you to rethink everything you know about 1970s one-hit wonders. Sure, their big singles defined an era, but what about the rest of their music? From Norman Greenbaum's blend of country rock and gospel in Spirit in the Sky, to Wild Cherry's funky disco rock crossover hits in their self-titled album, there's more to uncover. These albums got lost in history, but are packed with hidden gems. Join us as we explore 15 forgotten albums from one-hit wonders that'll blow your mind. Think about a tune that instantly hooks you with a playful vibe. That's where we find Stealers Wheel and their hidden gem. In 1972, their self-titled album, Stealers Wheel, gave us the unforgettable Stuck in the Middle with You. But the band faced chaos early on as Jerry Rafferty briefly parted ways just as the album dropped, only returning when the single took off. This turmoil, along with Rafferty's later solo success, often overshadowed the album. Yet it's full of sharp songwriting and tight harmonies that rival the era's best. Beyond that big hit, you'll be stunned by the second single, Star, that cracked the top 30.
After all you've been through, tell me what will you do?
It's a pleasant melody with harmonizing vocals, harmonica, and a piano solo, hitting number 29 on the Billboard Hot 100. This record belongs in your collection for its consistent quality. Now, let's turn to another artist whose work carries a surprising depth. But before that, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's shift focus to a song that's echoed through decades with its unique sound. Norman Greenbaum's Spirit in the Sky isn't just a one-off hit. The title track, blending rock, gospel, and psychedelia, sold over 2 million copies worldwide, with the Stovall sisters' gospel vocals adding to its genre-mixing charm. But the full album deserves a closer look. It never got the attention it merited because Greenbaum's style didn't fit neatly into one category. This made it tough for fans and labels to pin down his sound. Still, the record showcases his knack for crafting diverse, solid songs. Check out Junior Cadillac, a lively opener with horns and funky R&B energy. Then try Marcy, a dreamy, spacey track critics praise as a standout. Add this album to your collection. It proves Greenbaum had real talent beyond one song. Now, let's recall a melody that brings back carefree nights. Picture yourself under a starry sky, swaying to a tune that captures pure joy. That's the magic of King Harvest and their 1972 self-titled album, King Harvest. Most know Dancing in the Moonlight for its smooth keyboard opening. But there's more to this record than just one song. It didn't get much attention back then since the hit single stole the show. Yet the album offers solid tracks with warm, keyboard-driven grooves throughout. Listeners who've explored beyond the hit call it pretty good stuff, often noting how it brings memories of days gone by. It's considered an oldie but a goodie for its late 60s and early 70s rock charm. While specific track titles aren't widely discussed, the consistent feel-good vibe shines through. Fans label it a classic, and it's worth owning for that nostalgic pull. Let's turn to another band from the same year with a story to uncover. Ever catch yourself humming a tune about a lonely barmaid? That's the draw of Looking Glass and their 1972 self-titled album, Looking Glass. Most remember Brandy, You're a Fine Girl, a track that hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. But there's more to this record worth hearing. The album often stayed underrated since the single's massive success overshadowed the rest of their work. Still, it's filled with catchy melodies and smart harmonies. Their blend of rock, pop, and folk earned some critic praise, yet never gained wide recognition for the full album. But beyond Brandy's chart-topping tale lies a track that almost matched its power. Jimmy Loves Mary Ann, with its lively energy. Then there's Catherine Street, offering a softer, reflective mood. You need this album to see the real talent behind the hit. Now, let's move to a song that stirred deep feelings a couple of years later. Let's step into a melody that tugs at the heartstrings with its bittersweet tone.
We had fun, we had seasons in the sun.
Terry Jack's Seasons in the Sun from 1974 left a lasting mark, and there's more to explore in the album of the same name. This massive hit, selling over 13 million copies worldwide, topped the charts everywhere. But its success often buried the rest of the record. The album faded into the background since Jack's never replicated that global impact, yet it holds up with plenty of quality tracks. Fans called it enjoyable throughout and praised Jack's own 6 compositions among the 15 songs. Right after the title track's fame, check out If You Go Away and Rock and Roll, I Gave You the Best Years of My Life, for emotional depth, often noted as excellent additions. This record belongs in your collection for its heartfelt range. Now, let's switch gears to a rhythm that got bodies moving. Let's groove to a beat that defined dance floors in 1976. Wild Cherries' Play That Funky Music is a track you can't shake, but did they have more to offer? This platinum hit came from their self-titled album, Wild Cherry, which many overlooked after the single exploded. Released that year, it sold millions, yet the rest of the record rarely got a spin. The band broke up in 1979, just a few years after their peak. Critics had split opinions, while some found it repetitive. Many fans call it a funky soul album with several grooves worth spinning. Listeners noted it brings back that classic 70s funk vibe. Beyond the hits, check out The Lady Wants Your Money for a standout funky edge with the same high energy. Grab this album if you're into 70s funk and curious about a band with raw potential. Now let's turn up the volume on a sound that packs a punch. Ready for a riff that hits hard and doesn't let up? That's the essence of Ram Jam and their raw power on display. Their 1977 track Black Betty, with its hammer-heavy feel, roared from their self-titled album, Ram Jam. It reached number 7 in the UK and number 34 on the Billboard Pop Albums chart, yet the full record often got lost in the shuffle due to the band's brief run from 1977 to 1978. They split after just a year, tangled in a complex web of record label drama and internal clashes. Still, the album stands strong with consistent quality. Listeners laud every track from the stomp and keep your hands on the wheel, with its driving beat to Overload's tight bass line and catchy chorus. This gem is a must for your shelf if you crave pure, unfiltered rock from the late 70s. Now, let's shift to another heavy sound that left its mark. Let's keep the heavy vibes rolling with a band that shook the stage early on. Did Mississippi Queen rock your world in 1970? Was Mountain more than just that iconic riff? Let's check out their story. This hit came from their album, Climbing, released that year. Many call it one of the best rock albums for its bold mix of blues and hard rock, crafted in a classic American style that grabs you. Despite a standout performance at Woodstock in 1969 that got a huge crowd to notice them, the band broke up by 1972. Internal fights and a grueling touring schedule wore them down, so this strong debut didn't get its due. Check out Never in My Life for its gritty guitar work and raw energy. Then try Sliver Paper, another track with powerful riffs that hit hard. Add this to your collection to hear roots that inspired proto-metal pioneers. It shows Mountain's real skill. Now, let's lighten the mood with a rhythm that pulls you to the dance floor. Let's keep the rhythm alive with a track that lit up the late 70s. Did I Love the Nightlife get you moving in 1978? This smash hit, reaching number 5 on the Billboard, Cashbox, and Record World charts, came from her self-titled album, Alicia Bridges. It earned a gold record with over 1 million copies sold, and the album charted for 35 weeks. The single's massive success often eclipsed the rest, and Bridges only charted one other minor hit after this. Still, the album carries a strong backbeat and rhythm guitar flair across its songs. Tracks beyond the hit reveal her skill in mixing disco with soulful vibes. Listen to Body Heat for its warm, groovy feel, and Break Away for a lighter, engaging style. This record is worth owning for its danceable energy and proof of Bridges' wider talent. Now, let's slow things down with a harmony that warms the heart. Let's ease into a sound that wraps you in gentle nostalgia.
And we know the night is always gonna be here anyway.
Remember Afternoon Delight from 1976? Did Starland Vocal Band have more pleasant tunes to share? That catchy hit, known for its tight harmonies, topped the Billboard Hot 100 that summer. It came from their self-titled album, Starland Vocal Band, which many overlooked beyond the single. The album didn't grab attention back then. The reflective mood contrasted sharply with Afternoon Delight's lightheartedness, leaving the record unappreciated as listeners expected a similar pop vibe. Still, it's full of soft rock and folk numbers that fit a quieter mood, showcasing their range.
And I don't wanna hear a sad story.
Tracks like Boulder to Birmingham offer a tender, emotional side, while their gorgeous a cappella version of American Tune intrigues fans of vocal harmonies. Keep this in your library for its sublime vocal arrangements and warm 70s charm. Next, let's explore a track that caught the world by surprise with its playful energy. Let's tap into a beat that swept the globe with its quirky charm.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Was Kung Fu Fighting all Carl Douglas had in 1974? This track became a global sensation, selling 11 million copies and winning a Grammy. It came from the album Kung Fu Fighting and Other Great Love Songs. But many missed the full record as just a gimmick. The public saw it as a one-joke record due to the song's oriental riffs and sound effects. So campy, it overshadowed Douglas's real vocal chops. Yet, most tracks aren't novelties. They show his skill with northern soul pop, and critics noted competent soul pop beyond the novelty hit. Behind the Kung Fu theatrics, you'll find a heartfelt ballad called Never Had This Dream Before. Try I Don't Care What People Say for another sincere tune. This album earns a spot in your collection to prove Douglas wasn't just a one-trick act. Now, let's shift to a sound that amazes with its bold creativity. Let's turn our ears to a band whose creativity broke all the rules with pure instrumental flair. Ever been amazed by Hocus Pocus from 1971? Did Focus have more intricate music to offer? This wild hit, with its yodeling and sharp guitar riffs, comes from Moving Waves, a landmark progressive rock album with incredible sound quality. Released in 1971, it's often praised as a standout, especially with Jan Ackerman earning top guitarist honors in 1973. Many call it a landmark for blending jazz, rock, and classical touches in a fresh way. It shows their talent for mixing styles, unlike most bands of the era. One track to hear is Eruption, a stunning 23-minute piece that filled side 2 of the original vinyl. Critics note the beautiful playing and say it's Focus at their best. Own this record for its compositional depth and genre-blending mastery. The band couldn't top this early impression later on. Now, let's move to a voice that carries raw emotion. Let's shift to a voice that's defined smooth soul in the early 70s. Did Me and Mrs. Jones touch your heart in 1972? What else did Billy Paul offer to the Philly soul scene? This instant classic topped both the Billboard Hot 100 and R&B charts, while its album, 360 Degrees of Billy Paul, reached number 8 on the Billboard 200. The hit sold over 1 million copies and won a Grammy, often burying the record's full brilliance. That single's success outshone the rest, yet this album remains essential. It captures the lush Philly soul sound with smooth vocals and a blend of R&B and jazz, fitting perfectly into the era's style. Billy Paul's work stands out as a true gem. Listen to Brown Baby, a superb mid-tempo Philly roller honoring civil rights marchers. Then try the 8-minute I'm Just a Prisoner for its emotional pull. Keep this in your collection for its standout 70s soul quality. Now, let's turn to a comforting sound that lifts the spirit. Let's linger on a melody that soothes with its hopeful tone.
Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier.
Was Ooh Child your go-to comfort song in 1970? Did the Five Stairsteps have more soul to share? This towering hit reached number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it comes from their album Stairsteps, often seen as their best work, despite minor chart success for the full record. Released that year, the music still holds strong. The single's shadow hid the album's quality, yet it shines with silky vocals and a timeless feel in every track. Critics note an eternal quality to their sound that still shines bright today. The songwriting and creative direction show this family group's lasting depth.
Yes, I admit it's getting better.
Their covers of Getting Better and Dear Prudence by the Beatles show creative soul interpretations, with Dear Prudence becoming a soulful reinterpretation unlike any other. Originals like Sweet as a Peach and Because I Love You fit into a cohesive whole. Add this to your shelf for its enduring sound and a fuller picture of their talent. Now let's shift to a powerful track that grabs you from the first note. Let's ride the wave of a song that hits with unstoppable force. Did Vehicle rev up your playlist in 1970? What else did the Ides of March pack into their sound? This bold hit comes from their album, Vehicle, mixing power horns with soul rock riffs in a striking way. Released that year, it shows youthful energy and a fusion of styles that made it stand out. They couldn't repeat the single's unique success, so the album slipped from wider attention. Still, it's loaded with jazzy improvisational bits that entice fans of brass-driven rock. The production quality, especially in remastered versions, highlights intricate brass arrangements, adding depth to every track.
If you smile at me, I will understand.
Their medley of Crosby, Stills, and Nash's Wooden Ships and Jethro Tull's Dharma for One is called very nice stuff by fans, an early example of creative mashups. Plus, a 9-minute Eleanor Rigby titled Symphony for Eleanor is known as excellent. Keep this record for its innovative style and proof they weren't just one song. Now, let's wrap up with some final thoughts on these hidden treasures. These 15 records from one-hit wonders reveal that immense talent and creativity often hide behind a single defining song. Each album, from soulful depths to funky grooves, shows a richness time overlooked. Which of these 15 albums is on your must-listen list? Share in the comments which hidden gem surprised you most. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more music history insights.